Calling all around the world. Mumbo jumbo, stir up the gumbo. Calling all around the world. Get it. Start with a roux, that's me and you. Add the Holy Trinity. That's rhythm, chords, and melody. Come on now, add your spice. Tell your story, very nice. Calling all around the world. Stir that vocal gumbo now. Calling all stir it up, stir it up. Get it.
Get it, girl. Get it. Ow! We're gonna have to already do a remix for that.
Oh yeah, we'll do remixes. we have the whole album of remixes.
Hey everybody, welcome to Vocal Gumbo Happy Hour Part 2 before the big shoe.
That's right, it's part 2.
Part 2, and
we had a lovely part 1.
With who?
I can't even remember.
That's great. We were with Kurt Elling. Just let me help you. We were with Kurt Elling, whatever.
And Samara Joy McClinton.
Yeah. And
Lester Merle and Bonnie DeMerle. Yes.
Yeah. And now tonight we are we've got some other wonderful guests. But before we jump into any of that, what have you got stirring up there?
Stir it up, stir it up. Well, I made myself a Negroni just because.
Because of the wonderful things it does.
It's a very, very potent and delicious cocktail. And it's so easy to make because it's one third gin, 1/3 Campari, and 1/3 vermouth.
Yeah, girl.
And I'm using this glass in honor of Jim Caruso.
I like watching you pour this because normally your pour is perfect unless you've made someone else a cocktail. No, it's just for you. Look at that. Very nice. I'm drinking what they call a really nice drinkable Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough.
Oh, Marlborough is New Zealand.
Yeah, so I thought I'd have a nice little Sauvignon Blanc, a little grassy.
You're grassy.
You're grassy. So
I'm gonna sassy.
Well, you know, it is Thursday.
Yeah,
it's Friday Eve. What's happening to you?
Oh, it's strong.
Okay, well, go easy.
Just saying, it's strong.
Well, we hope everybody is getting through their week and has some type of elixir in their hand, whether it's coffee, tea, or some other adult beverage, but
or LaCroix.
Yep. Right, absolutely. We're not judgy. We're not judgy.
Totally not judgy. And as always, we want to thank our essential workers that have been keeping us together in these months: the doctors, the nurses, the techs, the postal workers, the sanitation people, the EMT people.
Yeah,
grocery clerks.
Absolutely. I mean, your grocery clerk, boy, they are working and keeping us all.
Yeah.
Making sure we've got food in our pantries and are there every day. So yeah, we're so grateful.
So thank you.
Yes, thank you. And no thanks though to, gosh, I mean, it felt like, we were going to have this show, which we are going to have with our 2 fabulous guests, but it really felt impossible to just like Friday when we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the world stops and we have to pause and we have to acknowledge. And yesterday's ruling for Breonna Taylor is just a miscarriage of justice, and we want to just acknowledge this beautiful young woman whose life was taken all too soon. And
yeah, I mean, I like to call this part of our show "What's Got Us Riled Up."
Yeah.
At this moment, I mean, it's always something. But this woman was an award-winning EMT technician, emergency medicine, and a model citizen, and was in her own home, sleeping.
And really ultimately her boyfriend defending the home. And really the only charges seemed to be that we were much more concerned about their neighbors than this young woman. And we just have to continue to stay vigilant and raise our voices and support the communities that are also raising their voices to make sure that that this story stays relevant and her legacy continues. And in fact, Janis and I had a long, well, a conversation with a dear college friend of mine, Dr. Lenora Helm. And, I reached out to her this morning just to see how she was doing, and then we thought maybe we'd have her on to talk a little bit about it. And then we just thought, you know what, we're just going to do a whole segment.
Well, it deserves a whole segment. I mean, the grand jury her death, Breonna Taylor's death, did not matter at all to the grand jury. Yeah. And that's wrong. I'm sorry.
No, it's really hideous, and it's what we think of, our of color community, but then specifically our Black women, our women on this planet that we just feel are just, we're just not going to acknowledge their worth. And so we're going to acknowledge her worth. We're going to figure out a platform and a round table and invite some people, and we're going to have people enlighten us and enlighten our audience. And so look for that. We are just want to send our condolences to Breonna's family and her partner and the community at large, to just say we are in sync with you, and we share your grief and your pain and your anger. And so we want to acknowledge that, because you can't really not do that. So
no, you can't. And so if you would like to be part of that special happy hour presentation with Dr. Lenora Helm, please follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more specifics for that event.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be asking some friends also to join on that.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. And I'm going to take a sip of my beverage, because
please do. While I talk about, we have a new structure for our musical segment, our musical show, Vocal Gumbo, and that is through Moment House. We're very excited about that. It's a virtual venue. We're going to be live Saturday, September 26th at 8 p.m. with an encore presentation for our European friends, mainly.
Or anybody that
couldn't make it Saturday. At 2 p.m. on Saturday, September 27th. So please join us for the music. And tickets are available on the scrolling link below us right now. And they can also be found pinned in our comments.
Yes. So we would love it if we're, and this is an exciting thing. This is a leap of faith, everybody. And we're leaping without a net, in that we're finally building this invitation and this ticketed event, which is no longer free. Right. And we're trying to have that be recognized by you and supported by you, the tireless hours that we do to produce the show. And so we're leaping, we're jumping, and we don't know if you're coming with us. We just don't know.
We hope so.
We hope you will. We hope you will join us. And as we continue to this next show is ridiculous. It's just, I can't even get over it.
Let us quickly.
Okay, and then we'll come back to it.
And then we'll come back.
Okay. All right. Well, you go.
Quickly enumerate who is going to be on Saturday's show. It's another world international gumbo. We have Camille Berthaud from France.
Yep.
Who is and these performances are all unique to Vocal Gumbo.
Yep,
we have Michael Mayo from the US. He has written a song for us to collaborate on, which is so exciting. I just wet my pants. We have my friend Pedro Aieco from Brazil, who's going to be doing a ridiculous tune by the incredible guitarist Ginga from Brazil. And he's going to be singing it.
And you're not ready for him. You're just not ready for him.
Nope, you're not. You want to go on?
Sure, I'll go. Peter Carlson from Sweden, who was originally in the Real Group. He's also bringing an original composition of his that we've collaborated on, which has been super fun. Catherine Russell, also from the United States. Queen, total queen. Doing a collaboration with her and our rhythm section, our trio. Samara Joy McClendon, who is our Sarah Vaughan winner. and she's just going to show us certainly where the future is headed with our young talent. And of course, Janis and I have some things we've got up our sleeves as well. So it's going to be a ridiculous show. So you've got to get your ticket and you got to come and hang out with us. Okay.
Okay. Glad we got that settled.
Okay. So what do you think? Do you think we should just lace right into?
Let's lace. I got a steak marinating. Come on.
Well, this gentleman is no stranger to curation and combining artists and creating a platform for artists to share and thrive and express their art. And so he's been housed at Birdland for, I don't know, we got to ask him how many years he's been there.
Yeah.
But
the cast party is kind of genius.
It's kind of genius.
Yeah.
So we'd like to invite Mr. Jim Caruso onto the program.
I am so happy and thrilled to be here. I can't tell you. Cheers.
Cheers, my dear.
Yes, it's coffee.
I know.
Oh my God.
I just
lame.
I know. Coffee is my crack. I have to tell you. I love a good, it perks me up.
No, I hear you. I love coffee. And I love tea. I love the Java Jive also.
How do you feel about the Java Jive?
Wow.
Well, it likes me, so I like it.
It's been very,
I can't
very
believe I'm
good
having
here.
this conversation.
We can't believe you're here.
I'm such a huge fan of both of your genius talents. I'm over the moon.
I don't know if we're genius, but I think we just are incorrigible. I think we just won't sit down. We're one of those, like as my mom would say, in like whatever family gathering, like you've done your routine and then you've done your other routine, and they're like, okay, that's enough. Sit down. Sit down. And
We
you're
just
like,
won't go away.
Precocious, I think.
Since I was 10 years old and I asked my mother for an agent, and she didn't know what that was. She certainly didn't know how I knew what that was. But yeah, we won't go away.
No. How long has Cast Party been in existence?
Cast Party has been at Birdland for 17 years.
What?
come
Yes, I know.
on.
I'm aging as I'm sitting here. Yeah.
That's
17 years.
remarkable.
People come in that are full-grown adults that weren't born yet
Yeah.
when we started. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
so
the couple
weird.
of times I've been there, participated, it's been extraordinary. I remember sitting in with this amazing tap dancer,
Luke Hawkins.
Luke Hawkins. I follow him
know.
now in all his videos with his young charges. It was
Yeah,
so
he
much
teaches
fun.
a lot.
Oh,
That was also one of the greatest nights of his life because he couldn't believe he was dancing with you. He's an extraordinary talent, and that's been the real joy of this. I mean, not to get too gooey, but
Yeah.
to be able to hang, for me to be able to hang with just extraordinary talent every week, and other people too, as we always say. But for the most part,
Other people.
it's just I'm over the moon with
Yeah.
the people that come in, famous, not famous, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Young, old, it's a huge mix of people, and that's what makes it so fun.
and so was it an easy transition to pajama Cast Party?
Well, yes and no. The first 3 weeks of the global pandemic was unbelievably depressing for me and for the world.
Yeah.
And I stayed in bed and I watched every West Wing episode in order, just because I couldn't move. And one night I kind of looked at Instagram and started doing Instagram Live, which I'd never done, and just talking to people. And performer friends of mine came on and would sing for me. I would click them on the screen and they would just start performing. And the next day, my friend, I know, weird. The next day, my friend Ruby Lochner, who's been coming to Cast Party since she was 6, called me and said, we could do that on YouTube and it could be great. And I said, I don't want to, I don't think so. And she said, let's just do it on Monday and see what happens. So
I love
called some
it.
friends.
I
mean,
love
you
it.
know,
Let's just do
we
it.
called some friends and it went on for 2 hours and I've never had more fun in my bedroom.
Yeah. Oops.
Sadly.
Am I?
And the next day I woke up and I thought, I feel like me again. It was such a great,
it's beautiful.
you know, it was very touching. And so I thought, that's it. Let's give it a name, Pajama Cast Party, because everybody's in their house,
Yeah.
on their sofa or in their bed. And it's been going ever since, 25 weeks now.
That's
Fantastic.
that's beautiful. I mean, it really does speak to human invention and human capacity to pivot and adapt and survive.
That's the word.
And
Yes, adapt.
yeah, and just sort of say, all right, this is what this is. Okay. So, I mean, we can only stay in our beds and eat bonbons for so long. And I certainly, you know, I appreciate that. But at a certain point, you know, you got to get out of bed and you got to figure out what's going to get you out of bed. And everybody has different things. I mean, of course, we have to work or we have to figure out how to replace work, which is what's happened to all of our community. It's just like, you know, what work? We're all we're all just furloughed indefinitely.
Right.
So
I love that you guys are doing this new platform that we get to pay you something to watch you do what you do so well. I don't know about what's it called?
Moment House.
Moment House. I don't know about that.
We
but
don't
I'm
either,
thrilled for
really.
you
We're
guys.
trying it. We're trying it because we've done, this is going to be episode 7 coming up. We've done 6 shows, learning along the way and trying new modalities and, you know, failing and picking ourselves up, you know, and finally we're like, okay, we have to try and make some kind of a living or pay people that are working. And it's a joy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is a joy for me to do this Vocal Gumbo
I know,
show.
and we get that. We, your audience, totally get that. They can see right through. Your audience can see right through phony baloney.
I mean, Lauren and I got such endorphin rushes from Vocal Mania that we just didn't want it to end.
Yeah, it's true. And now, and the thing that's fun about this too, Jim, is I think, and it's a message not so much to talk about Janis and I, but to just say we can reinvent ourselves, and we can actually even surprise ourselves. Like I had no idea I was going to be, you know, having a home studio, and then I was going to learn how to video edit. And then Janis and I, I think the sweetest, most amazing thing for me is Janis and I are akin in so many ways, and we're both arrangers, and we both got our little things that we do. And we started to do these collaborations, and instead, I've been calling them in the blind, because we don't tell each other what to do. And because we live in groups, 4-headed artists, our whole life is structured, right? So the last thing that I want to do to Janis, or Janis wants to do to me, is put any boundaries on what we do here. So we just say, go arrange something, go do everything you want to do, and I do it. And then we do these things. We have these reveals where we smash them on top of each other. And I would say like 95% of the stuff stays, and a lot of times she's filling in my hole, I'm filling in her. Like we're doing like these marriagey things where like you're filling each other's sentences, and that has been, I think, the most revelatory thing for me, is getting to make music still creatively, but then also she and I making something together.
Yeah, and but this is a new modality for collaboration.
Man.
Right.
You know, and both of us
but
are
look what you've learned.
Collaborators.
I mean,
and then
you've learned to do this. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then on top of that, working with people that we admire.
Yes. And the quality of what you're doing is so extraordinary. I mean, these arrangements are like, I hope you're planning a recording or some kind of an album, a Vocal Gumbo, a CD.
We want to start a record label.
Yeah.
Thank you. Absolutely. You absolutely have to. But that's happened with these situations. Billy Stritch was doing his show, Billy's Place. And look, this just came out.
Oh, wow.
A CD. I know, a CD called, look at me promoting him.
No, that's wonderful.
Just came out this week. That never would have happened. He's never done an album of just vocal and piano.
Wow.
And it's what happened.
That's so great.
I'm proud of all of us. I mean, so many friends of ours.
Tell me about Radio Free Birdland.
Well, that came through. Well, first of all, Ryan Patternight, the jazz booker at Birdland, who you both know well, called me and said, we need to do something. And I was desperate to do something. And BroadwayWorld.com, a wonderful theater website, had called both of us and said, can we all work together? And so they have ticketing down. They have the technicals of it down. So they came with the to me, the hard part. We just put together the shows. Ryan has 3 cameras in the room now in the new Birdland Theater, the downstairs space. And I have to say, it came together rather easily. Of course, the project itself is difficult because it's editing and sound and lights and booking, and all of a sudden we're back in business, basically, except with no audience.
Except for the money part.
And the money, the whole money thing. Who needs money? But it's been thrilling, and it's. I mean, Birdland to me, there are places in the world that have good energy. To me, Radio City, you walk in, you're not going to have a bad time at Radio City Music Hall. The Palace Theater and Birdland, to me, is that. There's music in the walls. It's just great energy. So to be involved for so many years with this iconic music room is a thrill for me. And to be able to keep the story going, even in a goddamn pandemic, they're not going to get us. And I'm thrilled about that. Yeah. And Johnny Valenti, the owner, certainly feels the same way.
Yes, great.
That's good. What are you doing in the interim? Do you live in Manhattan?
Yeah, I live on the Upper West Side.
So, I mean, for me, when I go in, I'm sort of, in a way, there's this, for Manhattanites, I've lived in Manhattan, since '89. And although I'm outside, I'm on Long Island right now at my house. But so when I come into the city, and there's this, for people that don't know, it's like the cities have been taken over, and the restaurants have come into the city, come into the streets, and the canopies are over the, what would have been parking, space for parking is now spaces to commune. And, it feels really alive, and yet everybody's wearing a mask, and everybody's practicing social distancing, and, within, there's always somebody who's not, but I really jumped on that bandwagon, and I feel like it's alive still. It's not, like we should feel like somehow, New York is just.
Well, Lauren, I think you really got onto something there. I mean, New York, and I say this as a lifelong native New Yorker, it's a living organism. New York is alive. It's got many, many, many different arms and legs and heads, and it's alive, and it'll always be alive.
That's right.
It's just
I hate those articles. I hate those articles that say New York is dead. Did you read Jerry Seinfeld's article?
Yes.
It was a great op-ed about how dare you? New York is not dead. I can walk out into the street right now, and there's so much energy. Yeah, Times Square is empty, but I don't go to Times Square.
I don't need, I know.
I don't care to go to Times Square. I don't need to see filthy Elmo. I don't need that. But every other neighborhood is buzzing to me, and I feel that Birdland is part of that. I don't know. Birdland is such a huge part of New York's history since 1947. And the success of New York equals the success of Birdland to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank God
vice
for it.
versa.
And thank goodness for, again, for your stick-to-itiveness and your ability to just go, I'm all right. I'm doing something. I'm gonna appear, because I do think this art form of, like, that kind of jam session, that thing where, like, the door's open, we want everybody to come in, and anything can possibly happen. And those kinds of nights, are hard to find. And so to have an institution like yours working out there doing it, and that's a beautiful thing. And thank you for creating that platform for people to
Absolutely.
Listen, it gave me a thing. I was trying to be a singer for decades. I had a vocal trio called Wise Guys doing very close harmony things.
I just learned that about you.
You wouldn't understand, but
we know nothing of that.
Yeah, I'll explain it later.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't until I kind of shifted the spotlight onto other people that people found me more interesting in a funny way. It was like, why didn't somebody tell me that a long time ago? And so it's really, Cast Party has given me a reason to be, and my lifelong obsession with talented people and funny people and beautiful people, or whatever, people at the top of their game, has ended up giving me a thing,
It's giving
a
you,
job.
yes, beautiful. One quick
Shocking.
question before we bring on our next guest. Where did you get the top hat?
There's got to be a story with that top hat. Did
All right.
you
I should
bought
have
it
it right
at
here.
a legit room?
Oh, I did.
Oh,
There's
you went.
a place. Oh, I went.
You
when
did.
I went to London the year I turned 30, which is like, God, 3 years ago now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Me too.
3 years, 3 long years.
Is the
ago.
ring light on?
How we doing?
I went to Loeb hat store. Is it Loeb? I feel like it's Loeb. And I said, I'd like a top hat, a silk top hat that you snap and it becomes like Fred Astaire. And the man behind the counter said, "Sir, that's only in Hollywood."
And he said, well, I am Hollywood.
I felt like a rube. And he
Right.
said, "Those aren't real top hats. Right this way are our real top hats." And it's the hat maker that does the hats for the royalty and the people.
And yes.
And they measured my head like with one of those weird antique things.
Right.
That
Calipers, right?
Oh,
I think they're called calipers.
I believe you're right.
Wow.
And I bought a perfect silk top hat.
Unbelievable. But Tim used to have a top hat that that opened. Yeah.
Oh, one of those snap kind?
Yeah, he had one. Maybe he got it in Hollywood.
Well, must be. Not in London.
No.
I'd like to see someone tell Tim that he can't have the hat that pops.
That's right.
I would like
disappointed.
to have seen that transaction right then. Oh, I'll be having that.
the argument that would ensue.
Well, we have been loving this. The Vocal Gumbo and Vocal Mania has definitely changed, I would say for sure, my life. And I think Janice's as well. Serving others, listening for others, presenting others. The world is bigger than you. It makes, and I love how it's made my world more abundantly interesting. And so when we needed to get busy with Vocal Gumbo, then we realized we needed a talk show format because the world was so nutsballs out there. So we've really covered all kinds of topics, but tonight we actually really wanted to hang with you and my colleague, because we wanted to also just chillax and talk about you and talk about food and talk about stuff. And so I want to invite on my dear
crawdaddies.
See, she's showing off already. She's got crawdads. Yeah. Jim, she always does this too. Like I make something nice and then she gets something shipped in from Japan. It's like this happens all the time. Miss Upstage, you're like, I need her near. So anyway, but before we fight, can we please bring on Mr. Peter Eldridge?
Yay! Oh my God, that picture is unbelievable.
So,
Wow.
I want to be in it.
oh, get in there. Let's,
You should be in that.
I'm the tuchus.
Oh, the love. Jim, I love your earrings. Can I tell you? I just think they're so...
Are they too much?
They're
Are they
smart.
too much?
They're smart. They're fashionable.
Look
I
at
just
you
really-
people with actual headphones. How dare you?
Yeah, we're wearing
Show
our big
me up.
chunky ones.
I know.
Hey, Jim, are you at a table at Birdland? I mean, it looks like you're at Birdland.
Is someone going to serve you an adult beverage right now? A second.
Yeah.
No, if only. No, I'm in the corner of my bedroom.
Okay. All right. It just looks. I just feel like you're, at a five top in the corner of, the back of at Birdland.
He's at his
what
I'm
kind
in
bank
a
of
five top in my bedroom. I think you know what I mean.
Listen, we all have banquettes now. In every part of our houses, we're like, okay, I need an intimate setting for my
Who
pretend
knew?
my pretend moment of like friends are coming to visit me on Zoom. So let me
Who
Let
knew
me-
we had
let
to
me
have a
stage
TV
it.
studio
Who
in our
knew?
house? Who
Yeah,
knew
you
we
have
had
to
to have a
find
TV
sets.
studio?
You have to find sets in your house.
I
Green
have- yeah.
screens and
I
white
have my-
screens.
I have a home studio now for the first time ever. I've been wanting to do this for 15
go
years.
Peter. Go
so
Really?
Peter.
thank you, pandemic. Thank you, pandemic. Yeah.
What are you
Uh,
drinking, Peter?
I am having a horseradish vodka from our own horseradish from our
Oh,
backyard.
shut up. Shut the front door.
Okay,
That
you
sounds
people are too
good.
much.
It's
that
so
sounds
good.
Too
good.
much.
It just makes you feel good about
I mean,
life
you could
and
put
the
that
world.
could be a Bloody Mary.
It's a killer Bloody Mary. Yeah, absolutely. So, but it's so nice to be with all of you. I'm three of my indeed favorite people in the universe. I'm sharing a screen with three of my favorite people. So,
I know.
what's
right?
not to love? So,
And look
Too.
at you. Like, I mean, we're all adapting to, like, I haven't seen you, honey, and wrap my arms around you since March.
yeah.
We
I know, it's
basically got, left Utah and
Well,
our time-
I didn't go to Utah. I
you
saw
weren't even
you
on
in,
that gig.
Yeah, I
in
did Japan and Indonesia, and then I was just like, see ya. See ya.
And that was when everything was starting to be like, warning,
yeah.
you should
Yeah.
not be going here. And we were like, okay, but maybe we'll just get in under the radar. Things hadn't been shut down, which we're just ridiculous gypsies at this point. We're like, oh, we'll just go.
I did the
until,
same
like,
thing.
I just remember there was 3 people at the Tokyo airport. It was just like, this is the Tokyo. This is Narita, right? This isn't Poughkeepsie, right? This is Narita, and there was 3
Wow.
people. I mean, it was a ghost town and very strange, but
Yeah.
thankfully, we made it back. Darman unfortunately got clobbered, but is fine now. But but Darman got COVID from a ski trip to Salt Lake, so it wasn't over in Asia. It was in
it's actually back here in the States. Yeah.
actually back home. So anyway, but
And I don't know how
everybody's
any
good
of
now.
us, I don't know how any of the rest of us didn't get sick, honest to God. I
Yeah.
just think to myself, wow, what?
I know. We're
Yeah,
so
I was
lucky.
in Florida in February.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was in
another hot
Italy in late December.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wow.
All
wow,
the hot
wow.
spots.
all the hot
Yeah.
spots. Yes.
Yeah.
But now we're in our hot spots. Yo, we are in our houses. And Peter, look at you. There goes Janice. I knew I could get her. So there you go. So
We should all do that.
Yeah. How do we?
Everybody
how do
at
we all-
home.
Wait.
Everybody do it at
look
home.
away.
Wow. I can't. Oh, this is harder. This
It's
is harder than.
backwards.
Oh,
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter.
this
We're
is-
so embarrassing. Ella, if my daughter Ella was in the room, she'd be like, stop doing
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
Ah.
please, for
Stop
God's sakes, please stop
doing that.
Peter,
Okay, but-
did you cook something? I'm wondering. Did you
Oh.
cook?
Well, isn't that funny? I just have it right here. Of course, I made it. I have kids at this house, so I made it at 4:00. But
Show it.
but
Let's see it. Let's
it's
see.
it's these Thai peanut noodles that are really really yummy, and it's a house favorite. I don't know. Can you? Yeah, it's kind of.
What's in the recipe?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's peanut butter and.
Oh my God!
You had me at peanut butter.
Yeah, me too.
It's just.
I'm so easy. Oh, good. I'm in.
It's it's just peanut butter and some Franco-American spaghetti. So that's it. It's just mix them together. They're
I was
pretty
going
good.
to ask you, like,
Yeah.
what do your kids like to eat? What,
No, they love this. They're getting to be very exotic. I just remember when the Voices were on the road with Lauren's daughter Ella and Kim's son Ian, and they'd be having sushi at 1.5 years old. They'd be like, yeah, bring it on, and so where most kids are like, ew, that they were like, so but these kids are kind of doing the same thing. They're kind of grooving on some pretty we keep it pretty mainstream right here.
I think my theory is if you expose kids to it, the finer things, they will pick up on it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You have to expose them to it.
Yeah.
So is it spaghetti or what is it? So you have
it's rice. It's rice noodles. It's rice noodles.
Oh.
And, chili paste and ginger and garlic and
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. A little brown sugar, a little lemon juice.
Whoa.
Little sesame oil, and you just mix it all together, and then you cook it, and then you cook that and let that get all nice and yummy, and then you add the rice noodles to it, and it's kind of slamming. Yeah.
So do you eat it hot or cold?
You can eat it hot or cold. Yeah, we've done both around here. So
You crazy kids.
I cooked a little something tonight.
What'd you cook?
I made some chimichurri sauce for my skirt steak.
Oh yeah.
And I was able to TikTok the experience.
So are you going to drop a TikTok? You can't see. We can't drop the TikTok right here because it does.
Hi everybody at Vocal Gumbo Happy Hour. I'm going to make some chimichurri sauce for my skirt steak. Want to watch and help? Here's the ingredients: 1 shallot, 3 to 4 garlic cloves, some red wine vinegar, some salt, some cilantro, flat leaf parsley, and real oregano, fresh oregano and olive oil. Half cup of red vinegar in with the minced shallots and garlic and salt. Let sit for 10 minutes. I don't like spicy things, but I am putting a little red chili in this. We're putting in all the green things. All the green things. Whisking in the olive oil. Here we go, here we go. Here's my steak marinating and it cut off.
Oh, goodbye.
And I made extra.
And blackout. Okay, cool. Wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, that looks really good.
I did TikTok too, but I don't know how to upload. You crazy kids! I don't know how to do it. I did the TikTok, and then I don't know where to send it.
You kids with your kids with the ticking and your talking.
And the talking.
Yeah.
You're talking.
Janice, I always think of the first time I came over to your house for dinner, and you came to the door, and you just like, I'm so glad you're here, but I just cut my thumb off. Do you mind if I go? I mean, you had just like sliced your thumb on carving something up, and it was just this bloody stump, and
it was lamb.
I don't know. I don't think it was lamb. Was that?
It was lamb.
Was it lamb?
And as I served you, the blood dripped on the plate.
I know. It was kind of.
And we were like, Janice.
It was pretty hot.
Don't you think you should go to the doctor or the hospital? And you're like, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But meanwhile,
and that's why I don't cook.
It was
that's why I don't cook. I knew there was a reason.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
But Janice, meanwhile, you did go to the hospital later and get stitches, right?
No. I think I just held my hand up for a while.
For 2 weeks.
Walking around New York, just hailing a taxi for 2 weeks.
Hi, everybody.
We did have some serious accidents in the kitchen over this pandemic. Do you find? I mean, like, people are, you get crazy and distracted, and we had a grease fire, 2nd-degree burns.
Oh God!
Yeah. But we're fine now.
Oh boy! Yeah. Oh my God! The toaster oven's been on since 6 a.m. this morning. That's weird. Yeah.
And Peter, your partner Mark covets my 1950s Tappan Deluxe gas stove.
Absolutely.
So, you know, no one will touch the stove because it's not to code. It's a house from the 1870s. So like at your own risk, you light this stove. And I've lived in this house for over 22 years, right? But I'm in here with my daughter Ella, and she's FaceTiming a girlfriend, and I light this pilot light on the stove. It doesn't light. I think I'm getting enough time for the gas to dissipate. Okay. I lit it and it freaking exploded in my face. I burned off. I had no right eyebrow. Thank God I had my hair up in a ponytail. So I have all baby hair up here, blew all this off, and the nape of my neck. Yeah. Hi. I went upstairs I looked at my daughter.
God.
And in that moment, you know, burned hair smells awful. And I'm looking at Ella and I'm like, Ella, just tell me right now, do I have any facial? I mean, do I have any hair? Just tell me right now. And she's in that panic mode
right
where
here.
That one stayed, of course. She's kind of freaking out, like laughing and crying at the same time because she's like, "No, it's fine, Mom. No, you look fine." You know, but like freaking out. So major.
I had that. In my waitering days, I had to work. I had to jump in and do a steak au poivre tableside at this very nice restaurant. But nobody told me how to make a steak au poivre. They're just like, just go make one. It's really easy. Everything's on the little table on the sidecar, and you just do it. So I was just like, okay. And I just started putting in. I thought you have to pour the brandy right into over the steak, and I thought you kind of let the flame come up and touch the brandy, and then I just poured the freaking brandy right into the flame, and it just blew up everywhere. I lost both eyebrows. Thank you. You
lost your job too, I guess.
No,
right?
you know, strangely enough, I didn't. But I did. The family that I was waiting on thought it was hysterical. So I mean, they were.
Well,
they were very good sports. This is a long time ago. So
extra tip. I hope there was an extra tip.
Yes. No. And that's
I worked in a dinner theater and we had to serve flaming drinks, hurricanes, and I didn't drink. I still don't clearly drink much, but they lit it, and I was carrying 4 of them on a little tray like this.
God.
I never waited tables, and was terrified. And the flame kind of falls onto the tray a little bit, and I thought I was going to die in a dinner theater. Which is not how you want to go.
It's not. It's not how you want to go. No.
Yeah,
but we've digressed, obviously. But Peter, you know,
Lauren,
how are you doing? I mean, you've already you basically worked all summer because you did summer school at Berkeley, so you didn't take any freaking time off for yourself from your teacher schedule. You jumped right back into full-time teaching at Berkeley. And luckily, we're not on the road when you're at Voices, so that's a nice thing for you to just get some rest.
Yeah.
But, you know, you've got 2 little ones underfoot and you're homeschooling. And so suddenly, like, hi, there's your life. Like, there it is.
Life has changed just a little bit since last year. Yeah, no, but it's, you know, they say this has been really good for introverted people. And I don't think I you know, as you probably know, Lauren, I come from a very introverted mom and a very extroverted dad. So I feel like I have a little bit of both of them. And so it's been kind of nice for the more introverted side of me to kind of just be like, wow, this is okay. You know, I'm grateful for, you know, the work that I'm doing, and I love the teaching gig and all that. But yeah, it's really a wild time in life. It just in every capacity, the world feels strange. Life feels strange. Life feels hard. But there are wonderful things going on at the same time.
I'm sure your kids love having you home.
Yeah, they really do. They really do. We have a pretty good time. It's, you know, they're 6 and 7 years old. Hello, and so it's a whole different universe. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And how are your students coping, since you are really dealing with full time? Like, you know, you are dealing with the kids that are marching through and going back to school online, and you know, how does that all feeling? Is everybody kind of adjusting to this sort of new normal?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprisingly, it's been feeling pretty good. I'm only doing 2. I do a songwriting class and I do a Great American Songbook performance class, and everybody's just really been bringing it. I think everyone's just so hungry to connect and so hungry to kind of keep art going on some capacity that I think and I've been loving the lessons. I just love them. Each person is so, you might have a musical theater student, then you might have a singer-songwriter, then you've got a jazz singer, and then you've got an R&B singer. So you're just like, you're constantly like shifting, you know, the parameters of what you do. And it's just, it keeps things interesting. And I really do love it. It, you know, it's a lot. I have this kind of cavalcade of half-hour lessons on Tuesdays. It's like, so by the end of like by 4 o'clock on Tuesday, I'm like, you know, so, oh my God, there's a piano in front of me. Who knew that?
What
Anyway.
the heck?
Peter, do you miss performing? Because we were thinking, I wanted to tell everybody about what I made for my appetizer. Oh,
Yes,
it's right here.
please. Let's see
Okay.
what you made.
So-
Like in live.
Oops, I don't know how to do it. Well, I can't
Wow.
get my TikTok. It still hasn't uploaded, so it's gonna have to be on the Facebook. But Ella showed me this. I think this was on TikTok. Okay, this, because anytime you fry something for me, you are my home person. Whoever I am, like, I'm yours for the whole night. So this is sushi rice that has been chilled overnight in a little square, and you cut it up and you fry it.
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
So yeah, you shut
Wow.
up, and then
Shut up.
you shut up. And then I decided not to do. I have sushi grade tuna at my fish market here, but I decided to sear it. So this is seared tuna and a little slice of avocado and some mirin and some scallions. So you get the crunch.
I'm weeping here. I'm getting a little. I'm sorry. I'm just getting a little.
It touches all the feels.
It does.
You would
It
take
really
me
does.
home. You would take me
Absolutely.
home with you
It's
if
happened-
I
it's
fed
ha-
to you.
It's happened before, so yeah, it would happen again. Yeah.
Do you
Wow.
guys cook on the road, or do you just eat out? Like, how does that work?
We pretty much eat out. I don't know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not usually in a place where you've got a kitchen and stuff, but we've been known to like walk into people's home and go, "Do you want us to make you something?" 'Cause we've been on the road, and I just soon cook as if you're okay with my taking over your kitchen. We've been known to do that, or I have.
Lauren could do Iron Chef. She's like, okay, I've got a pack of gum, a half a cup of spinach, and some, you know, and a rice cake, and I'm going to, and it comes out to be baked Alaska. I mean, somehow, and
That's
and
like
it's just-
chopped. That's
yeah,
chopped.
that's
Chewy.
I'm sorry.
Chewy baked
I
Alaska.
don't know my
Awesome.
cooking shows,
Yeah.
but yeah. And the other thing I
That is
have to say is,
hilarious.
talking about Jim's hat, I'm so jealous of people that can wear hats, because Lauren of anybody in my life loves to make fun of how big my head is. And
I've
there's
never said that to you.
Yes, you did. Oh my God, you have. You have, honey. You just go. Your head is
really
so
big
big.
head, super big head.
He's
Nobody
got a
can
big
wear that.
brain. He's
I
got a
can't
big brain.
wear hats. I just can't. I just look silly.
They don't
So,
fit.
I've tried. There's nothing that's big enough. So
He has
yeah.
a beautiful big head. Famous
Wow.
last.
And I quote
Well,
Lauren Kinnan.
And that brings me to my first question, really,
Uh-oh.
Blackout.
for Peter. I just want to say this. Lauren and Peter, was it love at first sight?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. It was. Yeah,
You
We
two
met
have a
as-
special bond.
we do. Yeah, we met as songwriters first, and it was just like, oh my God, how awesome is this person?
Where
And
did you meet?
We met. I went to Lauren's place, and we a dear guitar playing mutual friend of ours named Mark Schulman, who's
Yep.
we love. He was just like, he said, "Do you know Lauren?" And I guess he said the same thing to Lauren. Just like, "You know Peter?" And we were like, "No." And he goes, "God, you guys should meet as songwriters. You guys would just click." And it was just instant, like, you know, it was just instant, goofy, crazy. You know, and we wrote some nice things at the same time. It was just one of those, like, wow, that was fun. You know, they always say writing a song with someone, it's like a series of bad dates. You know, I mean, sometimes you're like, oh wow, I really felt something there, and then sometimes it's like, okay, you know, not so much.
Bye.
You know, and but yeah, no, that was just it was really a special. I'll never forget that day. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't either.
Oh.
And it really did change the trajectory of my life, because also they were holding auditions for New York Voices. So we met as songwriters, and I didn't see that gig coming. I wasn't looking for that gig. And I
kind of said, I sing in this group called New York Voices, and we're going to be holding auditions to for someone. Would you want to try? And she was just like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool, you know. So I've heard of them, you know, and you know, but and the rest is history. It was just so obviously Lauren when we had the audition. Just like, yep, that's who that's supposed to be. So yeah.
But it's funny though.
I ruined her life. I ruined her life basically.
Well, I will say though that I thought that, you know, I was just like the girl, and then I realized that like everybody falls in love with Peter.
Oh, stop.
Everybody, man, woman, child, dog, chipmunk, bird, everybody.
Filthy Elmo
wants a little cake. Yeah, filthy. So I didn't realize but it's really awesome. It's been and he is one of my dearest friends, and he's a beautiful composer. In fact, the whole thing was we were going to do a collaboration with him on the show, and he sent us a track of one of Janis's and my favorite songs because the theme was food. And we just are so in the weeds right now with getting everything ready for Saturday night that we didn't get it done. Sorry, Peter.
Oh, no, that's okay. Because, I told you when I recorded it, I was in the throes of the worst back pain I've ever had in my entire life. And I was trying to be like, as I was singing it, and it just doesn't sound very good.
So this is better. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it later.
But could you play something for us now, please?
Yes.
Please?
Oh, please.
While
Entertain us.
Finish my cocktail?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to, I think we should all pretend like we're out.
We're in Birdland.
Everybody out out in the audience. Cross your legs, get yourself in a comfy position. Done, and pretend like we're just out in the club, and we're just oh look, Peter Eldridge is playing. Wow, that's
I love him.
Let's check him out.
This is not in time to play my version of Alley Cat yet, right? Is that for later, or do you want Alley Cat now, or is that for later?
Don't we always want Alley Cat?
We would love to hear your version of Alley Cat. I hear it's very sophisticated, and most people have tried to transcribe it, but they have not been able to.
I only want to hear it if there are reharms.
There are some reharms. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm down.
I have worked on this for many years, and I'm proud of it. So this is just a little piano piece. I'll just play it one time through, but pretty sad. Okay, so this is Alley Cat. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much.
One more time. More.
Sure. Anyway, so yeah.
That was better than I ever could have imagined.
Yeah, no, I tried to.
It's like Jonathan Edwards in the house.
I mean, really?
I love Jonathan Edwards. So yeah,
who doesn't?
That was definitely inspired by Jonathan and Darlene. Yes, I remember being in the car years ago with the radio on, and the DJ played something by Jonathan and Darlene Edwards, and didn't realize it was a gag, and it was April. It was April in Paris, or one of those lovely I never knew the time was free. It's just never quite in tune. And the track ends, and the DJ goes, that was. I mean, he just didn't know.
Horrified.
What he was just absolutely spellbound, devastated, like what he just played on the air. But he didn't get the joke. But anyway,
nothing's funnier to me. Nothing is funnier.
I love
my mother used to do that. My mother would play piano with the loud pedal on and sing a half tone sharp.
Wow.
It was usually Indian Love Call, which is nice. And it would make me laugh. It would make me laugh. That's bad for so many reasons.
Which is nice.
Still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
when you post your childhood photos. I've seen them where you're in like your seersucker shorts or whatever, and you're
Oh my
matching
God.
little blazer, and you're like, okay, you were like
Yeah,
a
well, you see where I got.
perfectly appointed young
I was.
young
I
boy.
was. I learned at a young age.
Yeah.
Your
We've-
fate was cemented at a very young age. Yes.
Pretty much.
We've made Peter play that for kings and queens. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Andy
have-
Ezra's just like, play Alley Cat. Play Alley
Oh, I
Cat.
love it.
Damn you,
Yeah.
play Alley Cat. So
and then
so-
he'll be the first one sitting right next to him, laughing as if he's never heard Peter do this before. I mean, Andy is just like, please play that again for me so I can just lose my mind.
I just don't know. I don't know. And for honestly, I don't know why the bridge goes into "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree."
I was wondering.
Yeah,
Maybe there's a mashup.
Time to rock the night away. I don't know why.
Peter, I'm just saying mashup. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Are there lyrics to this?
There's not yet. I know that would be.
That doesn't have lyrics, does it?
I don't think Alley Cat does have lyrics. Yeah.
Maybe this has to be on our Christmas show.
There we go. Happy to do it.
Maybe we just finally do the Jonathan and Darlene version of Alley Cat
I'm down.
Yeah.
I beg
I mean,
you.
or you could. I mean, you could.
Here we go.
You could have some fun. No, I'm just saying. You know. I mean, you could just deck the hall. I mean.
Wait. No, how about Sleigh Ride?
Oh my gosh! Wait, how's it start?
Oh
yeah.
That's right.
Yes. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
Jazz.
Of course, it all works.
Yes, Jazz.
It is jazz. It is jazz for sure. Yes.
We're so happy to see you. I mean, otherwise, do you miss performing? Is it just this funny thing where are we starting to get that little tingle in the back where you're like, oh, I'm just that little thing that used to release an endorphin that used to connect me to the ethos in some way? Like, is that
it's the energy of the audience.
It's the energy.
Yeah.
You know what I miss is the after show, the hugging and the fun and the pictures and the kind of camaraderie of the community.
Yeah.
I just love that. That's maybe my favorite part, which says a lot about my performing.
It's the hang as much as it's the It's
really the hang. It's the traveling too.
Yeah.
I love traveling.
I do too.
I do too. Do you like hotels?
Yes.
I do.
Me, I love hotels.
What's not to love?
Yeah, I do.
A maid
clean
cleans
up
up
after
your
you.
room. They bring you food.
I know. It's like Eloise. I want girls
She's
to
my
be
hero.
Eloise.
She wears a
I always
hat.
wanted to pour water down the mail chute.
Let's do it. I'll meet you at the plaza.
Let's be crazy.
Peter, could you play something?
Oh, like for real? Okay.
For realsies.
What do you mean? Not that wasn't for real.
You can sing or you can just play whatever you want to do. You have beautiful whatever
or you can play or you can sing.
Whatever your spirit wants, darling.
Or you can play.
Do you want to? Okay, I'm just gonna. I haven't done this song in years. I just felt kind of fun to do. A Mel Torme tune. I'm just gonna do it one time through. It's called "Stranger in Town." Just arrived on the 710. Thought I'd see the old gang again. But you know how they come and go. I'm just a stranger in town. Everywhere, everyone I see seems to wonder who I must be. And I swear no one seems to care about a stranger in town. I saw a cottage on a lonely old street. The weeds had grown
round the gate. Somehow I felt that you would wait here, my sweet. But it looks like I'm too late. Guess I'll leave on the 12:02. Can't believe that there's no more you. Is there nothing for me? Will I always be a stranger in my own hometown?
Oh, sublime.
Oh, thanks. I literally just picked that up in the back. I cleaned out my music room. See those doors back there?
I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, I mean that was like 13 years of stuff just getting piled on top of each other.
What a great song!
And I found that too, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I like this. This, you know. Anyway,
That's perfection.
Oh, thanks.
Perfection.
Thank you.
I love that part of your voice too. That real fuzzy, warm. Oh, I mean, everybody should sing like that. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah, really, really great, Peter.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, I love you. I love you.
And you know, we well, we have to do our collaboration with you, and we can do the song that what was in motion, or we can do something else. We could do that one, but we could do anything, and we just you know, we appreciate you and all the work that you do for you know, the next generation. I think, you know, it's sort of, I've seen you be a lot of things for a lot of people, but I think it's even more important right now to provide a landing pad for our young people that are sort of, you know, think about the life that's interrupted for them. And we're just a bunch of old farts. So we know how to, whatever, we're going to deal with it. We're going to cope. We're going to get, but like people that are really trying to, you know, launch and move, and then suddenly like the world just says, sit down, none of that stuff is happening. And so to be a catcher in that thing is, I think you're an essential worker. And I thank you for all the work that you do.
Thanks, sweetie.
To keep those.
I love it. And when you help somebody find what's, I don't know, you try to help someone find what's special about them. There's just nothing better than that. Then they kind of go, wow, that's me, isn't it? I'm just like, that's you. That is you and nobody else, you know. And that's what you want, you know. You want them to have their own thing, bring something new to the party.
You change lives that way.
That's right.
That's really beautiful, Peter.
Well, you know, I think we all, everybody, the three of you do too. Come on now. So, you know, we're all just trying to fight the good fight these days, right? So,
yeah. I mean, the world is chugging along the way it's no one's going to stop that, but we have to find joy and stamina and, you know, endurance to just ride this out.
And you know, and
help everybody along the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and these kinds of shows are so uplifting to people. I mean, I can't tell you what this show has meant to me. Watching you guys be so ridiculously creative, it just, you know, inspires me, and I know it inspires so many other people.
Or sometimes just ridiculous.
We are,
or maybe you're just ridiculous.
I think it's really fun to also be at points in our life where we're not really worried about the consequences. We're just willing to just jump in the pool regardless. And I think it's been really liberating. And it also feeds into the way our creative muse flows. So it serves our whatever our muse is. But I really just want to say that you know, we're just grateful, and we're really excited about this next show. And we're kind of, you know, and we're talking about how we're trying to make this next leap of like really putting some really giving it its worth, and really saying this is valuable. How do we make other people feel like it's valuable? and worth the $20 ticket, right? And worth a wider audience to make it sure that, like, what our great Janice's and Lori's and my hope is to make this something where we can pay musicians, we can pay editors, we can pay people, we can make donations to charities and pay ourselves. But we have a big vision, but it's really very humble. It's still what we make and what we take in is not that much, right?
Yeah, sure.
So we're trying to figure out how to make that next leap. And part of it is saying we make 25 cents Saturday night because people suddenly don't want to have that parameter. But we hope we can somehow make that leap. And so everybody that wants to make that leap with us, you can get your ticket and you can see the show on September 26th at 8 p.m.
It just sounds amazing. The show just sounds amazing.
Well, I know. I'll post it on the Birdland Facebook page.
Thank you.
Because I know that audience loves all of you.
Thank you so much. And we'd
Obsessively.
also like to announce once again, we have a sponsor.
Ooh.
Yes, we do. We got Audio Technica is providing us our recording microphones and our and headphones. And so now everything we're recording is being sponsored and provided by them.
That's awesome.
And we're thrilled about that. And Elliot Shiner helped us. You know, it's all families. You know, it's our family in our family of the world out there. And Elliot brought us to Audio Technica, and Audio Technica said, "Absolutely, we want to support the show and their mission." So that's the first of one
huge.
of our little wins, and we're excited about that. So we want to tell everybody again who's coming, because this is really, honestly, it's more music. We're not going to do any interviews this time. It's just going to be music, music, music. And we're going to try this out for everybody, but the show is
it's ridiculous. We're calling it vignettes and masterpieces. Also, we're giving 10% of what we might make to Jazz House Kids,
which is the program that Melissa Walker and Christian McBride do out in New Jersey. And so they are an amazing organization. And so 10% of what we take in from the show goes to that. And every time we do a show, we're thinking of different places that we want to spread the love around. So we have a secret cold open that we're not going to tell you about, but we will after we do it. We have Michael Mayo, who is just
incredible.
And he's brought an original composition, and Janice and I jumped in on it, and we can't even believe we got to sing with him. Camille Berthaud from France has got her new record coming out. She's also managed by our agent, Catherine Meyer. And Camille has got a beautiful record. She is a virtuosic singer and charming as all get out. Pedro Carlson from Sweden. And Peter, remember when he sang this song in our New York Voices Vocal Jazz? And we're all like, what's that song? Well, I tracked him down and I said, can we do that song on Vocal Gumbo? And he said yes.
Nice.
So we're doing that. Janice, you pick up the rest of the way here.
Sure. We from Brazil, we have an extraordinary singer I met through Bobby McFerrin and Linda Goldstein named Pedro Aieco.
You're not going to believe him.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. He plays guitar beautifully, and he's going to be singing a ginga composition, an instrumental composition, and maybe something else. We might throw two pieces of his in.
Yeah.
We have the queen of swing, Catherine Russell,
Love her.
from the USA. Our young artist is Samara Joy McClendon, who is the current winner of the Sierra Vaughan Vocal competition. She's at Churchill College.
Jim, have you heard her yet?
No.
Jim.
Oh,
No,
my
really?
God.
Hook me up.
Oh,
Hook me
Yeah,
up.
yeah, we
I
will,
know
we
our
will.
audience would love her.
Peter, you've heard her.
I have
Right.
not.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
come on. And then I'm doing a collaboration with Diego Figueiredo, Brazilian guitarist.
Yeah, girl.
And Lauren is doing something with a dancer and
A dancer and a acrobat. I don't know. I'm doing.
Oh.
It's an original composition I wrote early on in the pandemic about. It was inspired by hoping that we would all vote and we would all we would all unify in our feeling of needing to make a change. Of course, it's very poetic in that regard. But and I collaborated with Martin Bejarano, who's a wonderful pianist in Miami. And he added on to this, and I just can't even tell. Every time we get to the bridge, I cry. So, and then I've asked my cousin, who is the most gorgeous modern dancer on the planet, she's going to collaborate with us as well. So I have to start editing the video tonight as soon as we wrap up.
Great. And we've got dancing, singing, jokes.
We've got it all.
It's like the Ed Sullivan Show.
It is
You
like
guys-
the Ed Sullivan Show.
You need a plate spinner.
We can do that.
I'll do it.
So it's going to be a great show. So all anybody has to do is choose a night or a day. It could be Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday at 8 o'clock. And we just invite you one and all to join us. It's really going to be a magical night. And we really want to thank Peter and Jim for joining us tonight and talking about their lives and their inspiration and their food and all of that stuff and just helping us, celebrate being alive.
And now the crawfish.
What are you? She does that all the time. Well, love to all of you and your families. And
thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Janice.
Yeah,
thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Tim.
I'd like to thank Lori Green, also our producer.
Always.
Always.
I thank Lori Green just as I'm walking through the day. Just as a general rule. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah.
And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like and follow our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Oh, should I say I'm doing a little concert on October 4th? Okay. Yeah, I'm doing a concert.
Yes.
I'm the worst.
Where's that?
You're not good at this, Peter.
I'm not. The Jocelyn Medina's Sunday night show on Facebook. It's like a 7 p.m. Virtual show like this. So yeah, October 4th, Sunday night. She has this series on. I think it's just me and my piano for an hour on Sunday night the 4th. Yeah, and I think I'll
absolutely beautiful, and we will forward it to us, and we will share it on our
I'm writing it down now.
Virtually.
Wow, that's very fresh.
She's fresh. She's fresh.
Exciting.
Yeah.
There she goes. So yes, tune in October 4th. Anything to promote for you, Jim? We've got the next. Yes, go.
Every Monday, pajama. Oh dear God!
Look at that.
A lot. That's a lot of me. That was slightly terrifying. Thanks for that.
All of me.
So, yes, I promise I won't do that. I promise I won't do that.
Do you know
every Monday.
On? Do you know? Actually, do you tease out some of the people that are coming on Monday? Or is it
I tease them all. This coming week,
this Monday?
I have Cheetah Rivera.
Shut up!
Shut up!
Shut up!
Swear to God. Yeah.
You shut up.
No, I do. And I have actually her daughter, Lisa Mordente, a wonderful singer-dancer. Great guy from Las Vegas named Frankie Marino. Do you know this guy?
Sounds very familiar.
Frankie? No.
He's like a superstar on the Strip.
Oh, wow.
Young, kind of Elvis-y, sexy, cool guy in leather coats and stuff, like me.
Yes.
It's going to be great. A great girl I saw on the subway, singing on the subway, named Naika Sings. She's ravishing. It's fun.
Great?
It's going to be a good show.
Are you still doing stuff with Jane Monheit? I saw the three of you sometimes. Oh yeah.
She just did this last week for me.
Oh gosh. Oh wow.
Heaven.
Tell her, I haven't talked to her lately.
What a voice.
She has a little buttery voice, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She does.
Doesn't she have a little buttery voice?
She's got some butter going on. Yeah, absolutely.
I love her so much.
Yeah,
give me a break. I know. And Peter, you knew her when?
I knew her when she was
That's right.
18 years old. So yeah, so that's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Well, thank you guys for being with us. We thank
Our
all
pleasure.
of you for tuning in, everybody out there. Thank you. And don't forget to buy some tickets for our Saturday night show. Music.
Going to eat my things now.
Damn you. I'm going to go have a Pop-Tart or something.
Oh, honey.
Don't worry about me.
Everybody
I'll be in the
well.
dark.
Stay safe, wear a mask, and by all means, vote for crying out loud.
Yes,
For God's
yes.
sakes, vote.
Okay.
Vote twice.
Vote early and often.
Thanks,
for
everybody.
tuning in, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Here
Thank
we go.
you.
Calling all around the world. Mumbo jumbo, stir up the gumbo. Calling all around the world. Get it. Start with a roux, that's me and you. Add the Holy Trinity. That's rhythm, chords, and melody. Come on now, add your spice. Tell your story, very nice. Calling all around the world. Stir that vocal gumbo now. Calling all. Stir it up.